Espresso. Mike Barrett's in for Good Policies. You got espresso in there or just regular Joe?
I could really use an espresso right now. Whew, a little dreary, a little cool, a little dark to start the day, and I'm still siestaing as I stand here. So.
Well, I just talked with a gal out here who apparently just went over and dropped some paperwork off at the insurance company, and I joked to her. I said, "Liquid sunshine." She says, "Yeah, but no complaints." I said, "No, not even a little bit. It can rain for 5 days. I'm not going to be upset."
No, Noah could start building the ark, and I'd be okay. Maybe not to that extreme, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do, because I saw the pictures this morning. For some reason, they just popped up on my Facebook page. I think it's because I posted on Trahan Towing's Facebook picture of pulling a truck out of what was Moore Reservoir.
Yeah.
But it's like 20 feet down.
It's unbelievable, yeah. I mean, it's almost like you're driving by Mars. You see all the craters kind of sticking up through the water, and it's pretty crazy, you know. And I keep saying I've never seen it like that in my lifetime, but I have to stop and go, well, I don't remember seeing it like that in my lifetime, because maybe it was once, but because I'm an old man, but I don't have great memory. So,
well, a lot of people didn't know either, too. And Mark Breen mentioned this earlier this morning. We'll get to insurance here in just a sec. But when Moore Reservoir was built, they literally flooded a couple of communities.
Lower Waterford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, it's not like it's down there, but I mean, there's some remnants.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you could make some landmarks out if you really looked. So it's insane.
Time for Good Policies. Where do you want to start this morning, Mike?
You know, we're getting to, and I know we've talked about it before, but I like to bring it up again. We're getting to heating season, Jeff, and it's about heating season safety. Make sure if you burn wood, that you have got a nice clean chimney free of creosote, that you've gotten your eyes on it. Make sure that there's no cracks. I mean, if you have the terracotta lining and you have a crack, that could become a very serious exposure, very serious possibility of a chimney fire that could spread through your home. You want to make sure you're just taking the appropriate mitigation steps as we lead up into the heating season, especially with burning wood, but also with all other types of heating as well.
Well, yeah, and back end of last week when we had some of those 20-degree nights, one of the mornings in here, I heard Linden Fire go out. I don't know where they went, what they were called for, but our fingers were crossed that it wasn't a chimney fire. But the fire itself isn't the only concern, nor are the chimneys. As far as the chimneys go, carbon monoxide poisoning, but also the venting of your dryers can be a significant fire hazard, whether they're propane or electric.
Exactly. And what we're seeing with those, too, is a higher probability of fire loss with certain types of the vents. You know, if you get the cheap vent that we all had, and some of us still have, the real bendy version, that tends to have all the lint stick to it. Which creates more of a fire hazard. There's more rigid versions out there now that make a lot more safety sense to use. So it's not a bad idea to check that as well. But, as you look at everything that's going on, it's time to be winter aware. You want to think about everything that's going to be coming up for the next season. So you want to make sure you're turning off the outside water so you don't have frozen plumbing, or putting protection on them. If you have, you've seen those covers that can be thermal covers, put those on. Make sure if you have an oil boiler or a furnace, make sure you've got it serviced, especially because you want to save money and have increased efficiency. And service will certainly help you keep that clean and efficient while it's running.
You talked about the dryer vents. I believe it is a state mandate that those nylon ones, which I think you were referring to, are no longer allowed.
Right.
They have to be that. I think it's more of an aluminum thing. But if folks have questions about their fire safety, one, they can talk to their insurance agent. They can come check it out. But they can also check with their local fire departments, because I think most, if not all of them, will check your house for fire safety.
Yeah, and there's also some great information. The state of Vermont has their division of safety. Fire safety, and they have actually a very incredible website. Great resource that shows recommendations for proper spacing on a wood stove installation, recommended spacing between, as you're putting railings up between the balusters, recommended height for railings and things like that. That website's a really good resource that I would push a lot of people towards as well. It's all about just taking the appropriate steps as we lead into this changing. Everything changes. You go from mowing lawn to snow blowing and plowing your driveway. Make sure you're doing all the other steps as well.
I think we're covering all the bases here. I'm going to use your steps word. That's something to think about, too, if you're a homeowner and a landlord, a property owner. Make sure that the steps are safe, secure. You talk about the railings. All of these things are important. You want to think about gutters.
And also, you want to make sure that your contracts are in place if you have somebody who plows your driveway. Now, let's think, or not even your driveway, let's think more of the commercial. Maybe you own an office building that you rent out to multiple tenants, or maybe you have a multi-family dwelling and you have a contractor, you historically have had a contract. Make sure that's in place and ready to go. Because you're going to want to make sure your driveways are properly taken care of when that unexpected snowstorm kicks in and surprises all of us and people become slip and fall hazards.
Well, our friends Ace of Spades have been posting up now, and they're a yard care, lawn care business. They've been posting up now pictures of their big dump truck with a plow on it. Say, we're ready. Hope you are.
Bring it on. I love it. I love it. So, yeah, I mean, not really a big insurance focus this morning, more of a how can you help yourself and try to prevent the need and use of insurance if you can. Know that it's certainly there to help you if you need it. But, we all need to be good stewards of our properties and make sure we're taking steps to hopefully, to the best of our ability, prevent loss.
Well, insurance and lack of need for that insurance coverage is the important part,
Yeah. Of course, real quick, Jeff, you heard about the earthquake in Chazy, New York yesterday?
I did. I just reported it in the news. It was felt on both sides of the Lake Champlain. I think it was a 2.5.
Yeah, they say we don't get earthquakes up here, but we do from time to time. And if it's ever something that you're curious about, if you have earthquake coverage on your property, ask your agent. The answer is probably going to be no, but believe me when I say it's probably very available to you. So
I don't think it was more than a year ago that I was sitting here one mid-morning, a little bit later than right now, and all of a sudden I felt my chair wiggle and my mic started doing this. Yeah, it was an earthquake. I checked with the Fairbanks Museum.
Yeah, they can happen. They can happen.
Insurance is needed all the time. Tell them how they can get answers.
Sure. Give us a call, 748-5224. You can find our office on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury, online, thebarrettagency.com, Google, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Just look for Barrett Insurance Agency. And don't forget, NEK Can 5K Rail Trail in L this Saturday. Details online.
And on our Facebook page, and I got a notification that Jen said she's going to be out there running on Saturday.
And thank you for sharing, Jeff.
All right. NEK Can and Barrett Insurance Agency with Magic in the Morning on our way to our Hometown Minute with Beans Homes.